Hello everyone, my name's Illumi, and today I'm going to show you how the release of the map Abyss upended almost everything we knew about the origins of Valorant's lore. We'll be diving into who the Scions of Hourglass actually are and the evils they've covered up for far too long. We left off last time with Clove's recruitment to Valorant, leading to the team to dig even deeper into the secrets being held by the Scions of Hourglass, that not even ISO or Omen knew about, two of Hourglass's former employees. When Omen met Clove at a library in Scotland, they discovered a journal belonging to the Scions of Hourglass. After getting into a gunfight with some Hourglass people who wanted their journal back, the two managed to win the fight and Clove was then recruited to Valorant. Clove was the 25th agent to join the Valorant Protocol, a young radiant troublemaker who never truly dies, but the more time Clove spends in the realm beyond, the harder it becomes to return. With Omen and Clove securing the Hourglass journal, the Valorant Protocol began working to decode it. With the help of a slip-up from some Hourglass people talking around Clove's not actually dead body, we got information that would lead the team straight to their hideout where Hourglass secrets would finally be unveiled. Also, really quick, if you like this content, it means a lot if you drop a like and subscribe below. Thank you! So, what did those Hourglass grunts let spill? Clove tells us this.
I've been helping Cypher with a journal, aye. The one Hourglass tried to steal. There were some bits in there he couldn't figure out. Something about a secret cavern or some such. And that got me thinking about some things those Hourglass numpties let slip when they hauled me aboard their wee little boat. You'd be amazed at what some people say around a dead body. Yapping on and on about bringing the journal back to its rightful place in the Elder Grotto. You see where I'm going with this? The journal's talking about an Hourglass base. A special one too. Shy's getting the ship's navigation logs. We'll suss it out. Just you wait.
Of course, Cypher gets the navigation logs, and the pair head to some small remote islands up north for more information. While they check those out, Harbour and Astra go to the Alpha Lotus site. This is basically Alpha's version of the map Lotus, but it got destroyed a long time ago. The map Lotus we play on is actually on Omega Earth. While they are exploring the ruins, they find absolutely no traces of radianite, even though the mirror version on Omega is brimming with it. Whoever destroyed Alpha Lotus scrubbed it completely clean, and all signs are pointing toward it being the Scions of Hourglass who did it. This means they weren't just trying to scrub the world of scientists like Viper who were researching radianite. They were destroying the evidence of it as well. But why? The world has known about radianite since its discovery at first light and is now responsible for 3/4 of the world's power. Why cover up something people already knew about? Viper tries to sort it out and tells us this.
Follow me here, I'm working the problem. Just wanted a sounding board, but your voicemail will do. Hourglass tried to kill me. Why? Logically, there's only one answer. My research. They wanted to prevent humanity from discovering radianite. So they send Omen to kill me, he fails, first light happens, and everything changes. That all tracks. Hourglass has failed. But they keep working. They send operatives around the world to recover radianite artifacts. Why? What are they still hiding? There must be something, Brimstone. There has to be more, for Omen's sake. For mine. Call me back.
This voicemail changes so much. Until now, us and the world had believed that radianite was formed and discovered for the first time after first light. But this isn't the case. Viper had begun researching radianite for at least some time before the world knew about it. And when she was, Hourglass got word of it and sent Omen, who at the time was human, to go and kill her before her research efforts could continue. And, well, Omen was unsuccessful. Viper, in self-defense, trapped him in a radianite chamber that she was using for her research and activated it, causing Omen to get ripped apart over and over across space-time. He was somehow stabilized, potentially through Sage, into the shadowy man he is now. According to Viper, First Light happened after the discovery of radianite and her initial research on it. So then what was First Light? Sinprol explains it like this. First Light, a few weeks from now. A global event. A sudden flash of light consumes the globe. Electrical grids and power systems worldwide shut off. Civilization plunged into darkness for a few tense hours before, just as mysteriously, power restores. Engines hum back to life. What just happened? Is this a new climate-based tipping point? A research lab somewhere not far from here. a mysterious research lab is operating during First Light. Its experiments intended to observe a hitherto undiscovered substance in the universe and to discover its truths. First Light is a supercharged radianite event, and for the first time, or is it, humankind is able to record it. With this new secret discovered, events will follow that transform the world as we know it, leading to an unimaginable progress of change, leading up to the events of Ignition, Episode 1. Is the world ready? Will mankind harness these secrets for good or ill? So what does all this mean? It means there's a very real possibility that Omen being ripped apart in that radianite chamber is what actually caused First Light to happen. The radianite event of First Light caused many people to be exposed to large amounts of it, and if your genes react in a specific way to that much radianite, then you'll become a radiant and you have powers like we see many in the Valorant protocol have, like Sage and Yoru. Now that we know this, it still doesn't answer the question of what Hourglass's ultimate goal is. Even if we did discover it before First Light happened, we had barely begun to understand what it was. And that brings us back to searching for this Hourglass base. They can just find the Elder Grotto base, they can find their answers. Thankfully, Clove and Cypher's trip north was fruitful. KJ reports on this, saying, "Great news, Brimstone. We found what we've been looking for. It just looked like a nondescript islet from satellites, but our sensors uncovered a sizable subterranean space with, as Clove put it, massive power readings. I don't think they're aware of us, but either way, we should move fast. Speed is of the essence, all that, yes? KJ." With this, the secret Elder Grotto base that the Hourglass numpties let slip is found. And now it's time to discover what lay below and what Hourglass is really up to. Omen, Clove, and ISO are sent to infiltrate the base that we now know as the map Abyss. Once they manage to secure the facility for themselves and remove the large amount of Hourglass guards at the base, they can officially scour it for information. And what they find is truly astonishing. Their library is full of ancient texts and artifacts from centuries ago. As they dig, they find out that Radiance and Radianite haven't just existed since right before First Light. They have existed for centuries, quite literally hundreds of years. Understandably, everyone is upset.
Is it true? Our history was filled with radiance? How long have the Scions committed this crime? No puedo creerlo, malditos! It is unforgivable! They erased us! This place is our legacy. It belongs to Radiance, and they stole it! I will see it returned, and we will destroy the Scions!
Brimstone, I'm over at the Hourglass base, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. I recognize some of these artifacts from jobs I did, but the scale... I had no idea how big Hourglass was on the world stage. Or still is. We should talk when I'm back.
Now we know that not only did Radianite exist for a bit before First Light, but that it existed for centuries before First Light. And that means Radiance existed for centuries before First Light. But we never really managed to find it and research it because Hourglass was killing every Radiant in person researching Radianite. That's why they sent Omen to kill Viper. People had begun to discover Radianite yet again, and Hourglass sent their assassins to snuff out any trace of it. But they failed. And then, when First Light occurred, it was too much for Hourglass to cover up. The world finally saw what Radianite was, and it couldn't be uncovered. Everyone was now exposed to Radianite, and Radiants were popping up everywhere. But Hourglass managed to keep us convinced that this was just a brand new discovery, not one centuries old. Their systematic killing of Radiants had, until this very moment, been kept completely secret. The team began exploring the rest of this hideout, and they found artifacts from long ago that were erased from history. Prison cells of what presumably held Radiants awaiting their end at the hands of Hourglass. Plants that were being grown using Radianite. Radivore fish, much like Gecko's pals, swimming around in a research tank. And most oddly of all, a giant containment cell with a 3-factor biometric security system. Gecko sends this email after he went to Abyss. "Brim, I just got back from Abyss and, man, something got my crew super spooked. We were mapping the ventilation ducts, like you asked, when Wingman found a sealed system heading east. We started exploring and it got cold, Brim. Swear I heard breathing too. I cut the mission short. We're gonna chill here for a bit, okay? could use a break. He heard breathing, like something is alive, and that containment cell is what we will dive into next time. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. Bye.